This is it. Rock and rollin', episode 453 of No Laugh Track Podcasts. Yes, no one could hear that reaction, but if you're watching the video on YouTube, my guest Kelsey Cook had a wow.
That is a lot of episodes.
That's one a week, Kelsey.
Damn. Very
Give
impressive.
or take, we had to miss some, for COVID. I don't know if you heard about COVID that was around.
Roughly, yeah, just a little bit.
It shut things down here for a little bit, so we didn't do a podcast. Yeah. But yeah, 453, and finally, Kelsey Cook.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for coming over here in the afternoon. What would you normally be doing on the road? Let's see, it's like mid-afternoon right now when we're recording this. What would you normally be doing on the road? Not at home, but on the road.
On the road? Probably napping or
good answer.
Like if I found a local cookie somewhere, just
cookie.
shoving a cookie in my face. Yeah, just a comfort. Just trying to be comforted on the road. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
What would you be doing if you were at home?
Oh.
Mid afternoon on a weekday.
It's a good question. Probably.
Daytime TV? No, terrible.
No daytime. Maybe seeing one of my friends or going on a walk or just, trying to do home things that I can't do when I'm on the road.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So what is your history here? So I was at the show last night. I know that you haven't performed at Acme before. Right. You said that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you performed in Minnesota at all?
I was trying to think. So I opened for Jim Norton on tour for 3 years, and we did so many cities, and they were always, almost always theaters. So I'm trying to think back. Is it the Varsity Theater that's here?
There's a Varsity Theater here, yeah.
We might have done that. It's kind of all blurred together, which is so crazy. But they were big tours, so I might have done that with him.
Okay, like most major cities have a state theater. You could just say state theater.
State theater. There you go.
Is it the state?
It's the state. Yep.
Downtown, right? Is it downtown?
Yeah.
Downtown of the state. Oh, of course. Downtown of the state. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, great show last night. I'd seen you perform on television, little 5-minute clips here or there, but never really more than that.
Yeah.
So to see a full set was really great.
Oh, thank you so much.
And I saw that I'm gonna name throughout this half hour here. I'm gonna name all these things that I've seen on your social media. I don't remember where I saw it exactly,
okay.
or how old it was, or how new it was.
Yeah.
But I know at one point I saw that you said you were working towards doing a special, and you considered even doing it here.
Yes, we were really close to trying to get it shot here, but it was going to be too short of a window from the time that we figured out who was going to direct it and all of the production things to this weekend being here. Just wasn't enough time.
Not because the material's not ready.
No, I'm feeling pretty good about where the material's at. I'm grateful that, so we're going to shoot it on June 18th in Denver at Comedy Works, and I am grateful now to have another few months just to really tighten up a few like loose ends that I think could get stronger.
Okay.
But overall, I'm feeling pretty happy with where it's at.
And you filmed your album at that same club at
yes.
some point,
mm-hmm,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And how was the feeling going into that? Did you have a confidence, like you're just describing now, like now I want this 2 months is going to be good? Did you feel like you needed more time back then?
So the way the album came about was pretty unusual because I didn't record that night as an album. It was just a regular show, but Comedy Works always records your audio and your video.
Like
and yes, exactly. And so I was just sitting on that audio for months, and then John Heffron, who I'm sure has worked here before, he has always been a great comedy mentor for me over the years, and he was like, just put that out. Like, what are you doing? That you're just sitting on money and exposure for no reason.
Okay.
So I had been put in touch with 800 Pound Gorilla, and they listened to it and loved it, and they're like, yeah, we are happy to put this out. So my route with recording it and putting it out was very different, where it wasn't like an album setup. It just was released as an album.
Oh, and it worked out.
Yeah.
And you got some a bunch of clips, video clips?
Yes, got a lot of video clips.
Nice.
TikTok, it was really helpful for TikTok then like 3 years later, because the album came out in I think 2018, and it was nice to have those spins on Sirius and Pandora and still have them, but
sure.
TikTok has made comics kind of go through our whole catalog and try to find as many clips as we can that aren't going to burn material that's current.
Right.
So I ended up, I had a bit from the album that I cut into 3 pieces, and it ended up getting 14.7 million views
Oh, yeah.
on TikTok, which is so crazy because it's so old. It's like 3 years old, but it's the thing that got me a lot of traction on TikTok. And so you hope that turns into ticket sales and all that stuff.
It's a great joke.
Thank you.
It's a fantastic joke. So
Thanks.
that's on your album.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You did not perform that bit last night.
No, I haven't done that for years and years. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. Like, what do you think about this? Like, you broke it, as you said, you broke it up into 3 parts. The first one has 14+ million, and then the second and third are not even close to that.
No,
like,
they're
why don't people? I watched all 3. It helps to get the whole joke.
Right.
There are 3 parts to it.
I
They're
know.
all important.
It's so funny. I think the way that first part was cut, it can kind of stand on its own, and
For sure it can.
People get so we're all confused on what the TikTok algorithm wants. We're all like just trying to constantly figure this stupid machine out and banging our head against the wall because what it wants changes all the time. So sometimes you have a video that starts trending and you go, oh, I should upload either the second part to this or another video right now because I'm getting a bunch of people to my page.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you do that, it feels like it flips a switch or something, and then that first video stops trending. So I was terrified to upload the second part because it was getting all these millions of views. And I was like, if I upload the second one, it might stop. So that's why I think the second and third especially don't have as many because I didn't put them up when I was getting.
You didn't right away.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. God, and that could be the totally right way to do it next time, or totally wrong. Who knows?
Who knows? It's so insane. It's tough, but yeah.
Very interesting. Are you the one doing the editing and throwing all that stuff? Really?
Yeah.
Do you like doing that?
Yeah, it's actually what I got my degree in college. I ended up getting a degree in broadcast degree in broadcast production.
Well, clearly I don't believe that now since you stumbled over that word.
What a time to put my foot in my mouth. A degree in communication. Yeah.
I got an Anglash degree.
Yeah. So it really doesn't help me in many other ways in comedy besides video editing. I've always loved video editing.
Oh,
so
right on.
I don't mind doing it. It is a little tedious after a while. But yeah, so I just do it myself.
Sure. And you're noticing people showing up? Like, are they telling you? Nimesh Patel is like so in love
funny.
with TikTok, so funny, but he like really pushes the fact and is proud of the fact that he's getting people in his crowds based on his TikTok.
Yeah.
And he does really amazing crowd work. He throws a lot of that out there. And it's like, as you said, it's stuff that you can burn, and it's not going to be stuff that you're going to necessarily, you're not going to repeat crowd work at the next show or whatever. So he's definitely seeing that TikTok is leading to more people in the seats.
Yes, I had people come up last night here after last night's show saying, we saw you on TikTok and we came out. So that's really encouraging because you also don't know with the number of views you're getting. It's like, is this just a bunch of teenage girls or something? Like, who is this? And are they actually going to be able to come to a show? So it is nice to hear people that find me through that.
You just like read my mind. I was like, well, what if it's like someone my age or older and they're like, yeah, I love you on TikTok. Like, do you ever like, because for a long time, up until not too long ago, I was like, TikTok is just for, like, I have 2 teenage daughters.
Okay. And are they all
live
over
on
it?
TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that, and they were whatever TikTok was called before, whatever TikTok was before it was TikTok. Happily, wordly, what the heck? But it was a different version of this video thing.
Oh, okay.
And my kids were on it then.
Wow.
Like, they've been doing it for years. I wasn't happy about it. I didn't like some of it. Anyway, that's a whole other topic. But yeah, so I always think, like, just until recent, like, that's just a teenage girls, young people. But no, not anymore.
Do you like being on your For You page? Do you feel like it's really curated to what you like now?
So here's the thing, and Brandon you've been following along, and anybody listening to this podcast of just my recent dipping my toes into TikTok. I started was when Nimesh was here, and I wanted to follow his stuff, and then I've just been adding more comics that I follow. I have an account. I've never posted anything. I have no interest in that.
Yeah.
I've been asking my kids. In fact, like, I don't want it to open to the For You. I want it to open to who I follow. I don't want to get caught up in the 3 hours of scrolling.
But that's how they get you.
I know, and I watch my wife do it every night, and I don't want to do that. I watch my kids do it when they're around. I watch my wife do it almost every night, and I don't want to do that. It's why
so funny.
I know I've made tons of mistakes in my life. I'm not better than anybody, but I've made a point to never try painkillers because I'm really afraid that that's something that I would get addicted to, like a lot of my friends did when that was going around. And freaking TikTok. I don't want to get addicted to TikTok. Painkillers or TikTok.
Advil and TikTok are just the devil's work.
Absolutely.
That's so funny.
So I was looking. Oh, and then in fact, I'm learning all these new things because it's so new to me. Even last night after your show, I was home and I was looking at it briefly, and then I hit that button that says live. I didn't know what that was.
Oh boy, welcome to that world.
Holy, can you get sucked into that? Now I'm watching girls like do stretches and yoga and guys, I don't know, melting glass. Like what? I don't. I gotta stop. Take my phone. Take my phone.
This is so funny to me.
Yeah.
I'm such a sheep. I'm just this blind consumer. I love it. I'm like, give me all the For You page. It's the best. TikTok is my favorite TV show.
Is it?
There's no TV show that's better than the For You page. It's just so. I mean, am I right? I just feel like it's so addicting. I love it.
It's television used to be the only thing, and we used to get so upset when they raised the price of cable, and then like a couple years ago, I dumped cable at my house, and I didn't even tell my wife when I first did it. She didn't know because she never watched it anymore because she always was watching. Well, at that time, I think it was more Snapchat probably. And
Line.
Yeah, and then it moved on to TikTok. I think that's the procession for most people. Anyway, I didn't even tell her. It took until I was complaining about something I couldn't watch anymore. That's how she found out we didn't have cable. Because again, just like you, her favorite TV show is TikTok.
Yeah.
But she was telling me when she first got into it that it was curating a lot of lesbian videos.
What?
Yeah, like lesbians talking about being lesbians.
This is so funny because
I don't know how
has
that
she
happens.
ever watched one of those videos and then hit like on it or follow?
Probably once. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Probably once.
And then TikTok is like, let us give you every other video on the planet.
Yeah. She's like, I'm not complaining. I just don't know how this happened. I want to see other stuff.
She just needs to start liking some other things, and it will kind of like diversify her.
I guess so.
Her page, I
so
guess.
What comes up when you first go on?
Oh Christ!
What does it think you like so much? And clearly, it must be right.
It's such like a basic bitch feed. It's embarrassing. It's very like a lot of dancing, a lot of makeup. It's just
any food ones, cooking.
Some good food ones and cooking ones. It's all like the opposite of my comedy. I feel like when I'm not on stage, I am pretty. Well, I would say I'm pretty girly in certain ways, and then obviously like the foosball and stuff like that is much. It's not really that stuff at all, but it's a weird combination of things, I guess.
I love it. So I was looking at your website, and you advertise a
makeup course.
Yes. Kelsey Cook makeup course, $90 for a five level makeup course.
Yeah.
I was thinking about I was going to show up today and tell you that that's what I knew you from and not from comedy.
Oh my God. That highlight on you is beautiful. Amazing cheekbones.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You might want to should I color my beard? No, just leave it natural.
No, I like it. Yeah, that's nice.
What's the story with the makeup course?
So this was a pandemic, just fun,
great
side project as I was doing Zoom shows, and I was just home. And I've loved makeup for forever, and I've always done my own makeup for TV appearances, and I've done my friends' makeup for their TV appearances and weddings and stuff. And one of my friends who does a lot of that sort of online coursework was like, again, it was almost like a John Heffron situation where she was like, you're sitting on money. Like and people would leave comments on photos of my makeup and be like, oh, how did you do that? I would love to know. So I finally just set something up. I recorded a few videos, put it up as a course. And then I also started to do like Zoom groups where I would walk people through a tutorial, and it would just kind of be like a hangout.
Wow.
Teach people how to do their makeup. And it's so fun and rewarding. It's so nice to have people at the end feel like they know so much more about how to do their makeup. It makes them feel more confident and beautiful, and it's just nice. So yeah, I just started doing that.
How big did this get? Did you like L'Oreal and stuff? Start Mary Kay, start
Maybelline
contacting
reaching out.
Maybelline, start throwing you product and whatnot?
No, but some of the like bigger makeup brands that are in Sephora and stuff, if I would tag them in my Instagram stories that I had used them, they would usually reach out, and then I would say, if you want to send me your product, I'm happy to promote it again. So I would get free products sent, which was really cool. But yeah, I don't have time to do it anymore now that the tour's in full swing. But the last couple years when things were so shut down with COVID, it just seemed like a fun thing to keep myself busy.
Love that. I love hearing all these, the things I've been able to talk about with people on this podcast the last 2 years has changed so much because of good or bad, but because of COVID. Like all the things, the new things people have had to try.
Yeah.
To make money, to make time pass, to keep their sanity.
Yeah.
All types of things. But you just said something perfect thing to lead to what I want to talk about you next. Talk to you about next, and that is how busy you must be being on tour, a podcast, the Wrists of Fury, YouTube series. How are you finding time for everything right now?
I'm not.
And what am I leaving out? You're writing a book.
I've been joking as I've promoted this tour that I'm gonna look 1,000 years old by the end of it, because it just really is such a crazy time, but it's also exciting. And this is what, as comics, you work for. You hope that you then have a big tour and can go out and perform everywhere. So it is great. It's a lot right now to juggle that and the podcast and the web series, and also just trying to have a life and see my family, see my friends, and all of that. But I'm happy. It's really fun. It's just busy.
I can't even imagine, but you got all your stuff you're doing is super fun. I mean, obviously,
Thanks.
I love doing a podcast.
Yeah.
I assume you love doing a podcast.
Yeah.
So I listened to some of Self-Helpless.
Oh, thank you. You really did do a lot of
episodes.
research. That's so nice.
This is what I do. This is what I
Thanks.
can't show up to do this podcast without over preparing probably. And normally when I do that, at 99.9% of the time when I'm doing my prepping and listening to like my guests' podcast, or if they've been on a different one, I'm by myself.
Okay.
Yesterday, my wife and I took a little, we both had the afternoon off and took a little road trip. We went to the casino down.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice. But I was originally going to go by myself. And then when she was going to go, I was like, oh, I got to warn you. I was, I really still want to listen to this podcast that my guest is going to be on. But are you okay with sitting there? I know every time I put up, she doesn't listen to podcasts. So I'm like, every time one's on and around you, I get all self-conscious. Like the second it's boring or something you don't agree with, that you're going to be like, turn that off. And I'm like, so I was like, I'm going to put this on. It's women that are hosts. I don't really know much about it. I've listened to 2 so far, but let's put one on. And we listened together and she loved it.
Oh, that's so nice.
It was
to
really
hear.
fun. It was really fun because it was one where it was one of the newest ones. Where did I write it down? You were talking about time blindness.
Oh yeah.
And ADHD and different traits. Like maybe people are have let's say there's 10 traits. Maybe some have 10 out of 10. Maybe some have 6 out of 10. I'm simplifying that a lot, obviously.
No, it's true.
But towards the end of that episode, you guys are going back and forth and listing all these different, things that correlate with that. And like, I wasn't raising my hands because I was driving, but my wife was like, here, here. Yeah, it was really interesting.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that she liked it and that you guys could relate to it too. Because it's not, I hadn't even heard the term time blindness until my co-host brought it up with me recently, because we had both been talking off the show about finding some ADHD stuff in our lives that we had never really noticed before. Yeah. And I think I said on the episode that I don't fully identify with it, but time blindness in particular, like today I'm trying so hard, but I was like 3 minutes late getting here, and I'm just like, fuck, I just want to be like exactly on time. I'm good with shows. I was here really early for the show yesterday, but certain other things, it's just, I seem to lose, like 5 minutes is always really slippery to me. Like it just can go really fast.
Isn't it amazing that it happens? I listened to you talk about it on a podcast.
Yeah.
Last night, as you're saying, show, you're here on time. Tonight, you'll be here on time.
Yeah.
And then for the podcast, few minutes late. Just as you described would probably happen.
Yeah.
It's just like we can't help ourselves sometimes. It's ridiculous.
It's frustrating. And I know 3 minutes isn't like the biggest deal, but it's annoying when I can see that it's a pattern with myself and I want to fix it. And it's just like, why? Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The elevator in the hotel was broken. And so that was part of what pushed it. But I need to start leaving early enough that if something like that happens, then it's not a problem, you know? So
and I don't
still
know
learning.
if people, like, I don't know how you, like, maybe that's either in you or it's not, or if it's taught or not. I'm not sure, because I just had an example, like, in my life with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
My 15-year-old daughter has a job, and last Sunday, she had needed a ride in the morning to that job, and she was late. Not because of the person giving her a ride that was like pushing her to be ready and get out the door.
Yeah.
And then even like on the way, we left the house late, and then on the road, the roads were bad, and I was like trying to, like, okay, this is a teachable moment here. Like, this is why we should leave extra time.
Yes.
Like this, you know, the 5 minutes. Like, if we would have left that extra 5 minutes, we would be here on time. Instead, I'm dropping you off late. I'm feeling like it's part my fault. This isn't good. Even if it's some, crappy, entry level job.
Yeah.
Take it seriously.
For sure.
For sure.
Well, and part of what I was saying on the episode too is that I think it's particularly hard for me because I never have the same day twice, really. Like when you're touring and traveling, you don't really have a routine where you can get into a rhythm of like, okay, this is around the time that I should start doing this or this. It's like everywhere I go, it's a completely different place and location, from the hotel to the club and from the airport to the hotel. It's just all, it's a lot of recalibrating every day.
Certainly. I can relate. I like it that way. I don't want 9 to 5. That's super boring. So you take the good with the bad.
Totally.
To make that work. So we needed to. I can't let you leave here without talking about some foosball. Of course. I can't imagine you've ever done a podcast and it hasn't come up, and it's not going to be on this one either.
Yeah, very few.
I'm sorry, it's just not.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to go at it a little bit of a different approach here.
Okay.
First of all, I want to mention, you host a show, that if people haven't seen it, you host a show on YouTube where you play other comedians, play foosball. You're better than all of them.
Thank you.
Because you were raised in a family of foosball players. Foosball players?
Foosballers, yeah, you could say that.
Foosballers? Actually, I know you can say that because I researched that there's
documentary.
A movie! What the hell? Unbelievable. Anyway, we're going to get to that. So, what is your earliest memory of being around a foosball table?
I have memories of my parents standing me on a stool so that I was tall enough to see the top of the table. And then they would like put their hands on top of my hands and teach me how to move the ball around. So there's pictures of me when I'm like 2 years old doing that. So really, really young. And
I don't know if we said already, both of them, like both in a Hall of Fame? Mom's in a Hall of Fame?
My mom is in the Foosball Hall of Fame. My dad doesn't compete anymore. He's still really good though. But I've been going to tournaments around the country with my family for my whole life.
Is there an actual Hall of Fame, or is it just like a?
There is in Vegas, baby.
Oh, it is
Where
in
else?
Vegas.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it? Where in Vegas?
So it's really like a traveling sort of like a temporary Hall of Fame. There's a Hall of Fame foosball tournament every year in Vegas. And so during that tournament, they put all the banners up and that has everybody's names on them. But it doesn't like reside there permanently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it so much.
Yeah.
So let's mention the part that you have merch that you're selling at the shows. One of them is, what does it say, 1985?
Yeah, Foosball Championships, Wrists of Fury. So it's like the vintage foosball tournament shirt that I sell that correlates with my web series called Wrists of Fury.
Love it. You can't leave here without me getting one of those from you today.
For sure.
Are they here right now?
Brandon, did that box come?
We'll have to look into that when we're done, because I brought some money and I would be happy to buy one of those from you.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to buy one. I'll buy one to you.
So you have that show, you have this amazing family background to doing that, and the other T-shirt you're selling on the tour has the name of the tour that is what?
The Hustler Tour.
The Hustler Tour, and it's not because of the dirty magazine that used to be around.
No, that was a big debate with my agents and managers of if we should name the tour that, because I think people of a certain generation hear Hustler and think the magazine, and then other people just see it as you're going out and hustling people, especially if you know my foosball stuff, then they see it that way. But
if you're over 40, you're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, we used to sneak looks
tits,
at those with my
yeah.
friends.
The old tits tour. Yep.
Yeah. The old tits tour.
Yeah.
That was the tits tour.
That
guys.
was a risk I ran. But
And then so that is it listing all the cities on the back. I saw there was there might be a typo on the
a
t-shirt.
small typo.
Which I think is very funny. I love that.
Yeah, thank you.
Reminds me of the people that sell like Journey is going to be in concert in the Twin Cities this coming Monday, and there'll be people down the street selling the knockoff T-shirts.
Right.
And
yeah.
it'll be like Minneapolis, but it has like 6 N's in it.
Oh yeah, no, that's how trash I am. That my official shirts are the knockoff shirts, and I just keep selling them. They're like rare Beanie Babies that aren't worth anything. But
Oh, speaking of that, I listened to you on Are You Garbage?
You did?
Yes.
Wow, you really did do a lot of research. Wow, amazing.
I'm a fan of that show, so
I
anytime,
love- oh my God,
anytime
it's
one
so
of my
much fun.
guests is on that show, I'd listen to it, and man, it is funny. And yes, you mentioned on there your mom still has Beanie Babies in a storage
Still
locker
has
somewhere.
The Beanie Babies. It was a problem.
Oh boy.
It was a problem.
Oh
Yeah.
boy,
I'm trying
boy.
to figure out a way to talk about it on stage more because that Beanie Baby documentary came out, and so I feel like it's a little bit fresher on people's minds lately. But yeah, it was like a mental illness that swept the nation, I feel like, with Beanie Babies.
Yeah, I think they never made it to my house. I'm very
good
thankful.
for you.
I'm very
Well,
very
if you're not taking Tylenol, you're not subscribing to Beanie Babies either. You're not letting any of this consumer bullshit into your life. I'm not looking at a For You page. I'm not buying this fucking Beanie Baby.
Trust me, I'm full of mistakes. I'm bragging about the correct decisions I've made because there are so few. That's what I'm doing. Like, look, I did do something right. So, are you going to take anybody on? So I heard you mention that this hustler tour is based on maybe you go hustle, like you just said, maybe you go hustle somebody in a game of foosball. Did you go do that last night? Are you planning on doing that in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities at all?
Is it called Mortimer's? Is that the place?
Oh, there's Mortimer's. Yeah.
Okay, so there's a place here that has a good tornado table apparently.
What does that mean?
So tornadoes it's like one of the top brands.
It's a brand. Okay.
A foosball table. So I might go do that tonight since we only have the one show tonight.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I've been trying to only do $100 bets now because that started in the last couple months, and now it's so addicting. It's like crack, where if you can win $100 in like 45 seconds, somebody come up and be like, I'll play for 5. You're like, no, it's not. It just doesn't do the same thing for me. So
do you
see.
get do you pound the table like money? We got to do you need to see the cash, or are you like show me your Venmo balance?
I'm not that aggressive beforehand, but I mean, look at me. I don't think I can afford to be that aggressive. Nobody's afraid of me, but people have been generally honorable. Like, people will show me a $100 bill beforehand, or they'll Venmo me, and Venmo's kind of fun because dudes, especially, like, if I beat them and they send me money, then they'll be like, let's just do one more. And I've gotten a guy I think he spent like $150 playing on me because he just kept losing, but he was so determined that it was gambling. He was gambling.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Love it. And you have to look, I can't take any more of your money.
Oh, those words will never come out of my mouth. We'll be here as long as you want. You keep paying my way. Yeah.
I love it. At what point do you do you then open your phone and be like, look, here's who you just got taken by. I'm super good at this.
I don't show them who I am, I guess, but they know once they start playing me that I've obviously played before.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's people that come from the show who already know what's happening. They just want to
of course.
play either
Yeah.
for fun or because they're really drunk and they really do think they can win, and that's really fun too.
Oh, I love that. And I know that on the YouTube series, when you played like Chad Daniels, you played him, Dan Soder, I know has been on there, Sklar Brothers, I'm mentioning all people that have been on this podcast.
Yeah, nice.
Let's see, who else did I see? In any case, I know that you guys play, and then you'll often do like a handicap,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
Like you'll play blindfolded. I think, what did you put, saran wrap around your hands or something?
Yep. We've done blindfolded, hands behind my back, like with my back to the table, standing on one leg, arms crossed.
Have you ever removed some of the players? Like the
We've made it kind of like goalie wars for me. So that's an event in tournaments. It's called goalie wars, where it's just you are competing end to end. You can only score from the back. There's no play in the middle.
My.
So we
my.
do that sometimes. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And then punishments as well for the loser, right? So just kind of do some gambling on there as well.
Yeah, that's really fun. We try to customize it to who it is. Like Dan Soder loves milk, which is just so weird as a grown man. But so I made him drink a shot of sriracha milk. Like we try to like destroy the things that people love. It's like a really fucked up show. It's kind of evil. And then I can't remember if it was here that this happened. I'm trying to think of what it was called for Chad, but he had to drink we made him like a milkshake, a whiskey milkshake that had ranch in it. That was Ranch Daniels. And is that from here? Okay. That there was like some other comic who drank a giant amount of ranch at some point, and that was told on his podcast. And so we try to do our research beforehand too on the show, kind of like what you do, to see what we can ultimately make like the most creative, weird punishment.
Ranch Daniels.
Ranch Daniels is apparently a thing. So he had to suck that down, and that was pretty gross to watch. But he was a good sport.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
What do you think of? I saw there are foos tables that are like a double as a coffee table.
Oh,
they
yeah.
seem too low to the ground.
A lot of back issues. That's a lot of time in a chiropractor's office.
Right?
It's not
Would
great.
you put one of those in your house and play it?
I would put it there for looks. And people do. It's so funny. Like, I don't get dicks DM to me on Instagram. People send me like foosball table, coffee tables. Oh, I know. Is that going to now invite just horrible things? But either that or like people will send me really, really long foosball tables.
Really?
Yeah. Have you guys seen those on where it's like a mega foosball table? No. Oh, anyway.
No.
Those are the sort of.
The players are really big too and everything? Or
no, just it's like a bunch of foosball tables.
Oh, so multiple
together.
people can like play or something? I see.
So yeah, if you
people are sending you size pics.
Exactly, but of foosball tables. So it's always like they'll start the images blurry or whatever, and you're always like, oh, do I want to tap on it? And I'll tap, and it's just a like a really extravagant foosball table. I'm like, well, I would way prefer this. So
has
yeah.
anyone done a series of? I can't imagine being a woman like with any sort of popularity or fans and that gets that. Has anybody done a series where like they, like for you for example, then like the camera's over your shoulder and we're watching you open these things?
Oh.
Like these like, okay, she's got 6 of them today. She's got 25 of them. We're going to tap, tap, tap. Oh, relief. Tap, tap, tap. Jesus Christ. Has anybody done that? How many do you get a day? Could that be a TV series? Could that be a new YouTube series? Could we monetize
get a
this?
lot a day. I don't look at all of them.
That's a good thing to say, even if you don't, or even if you do. That's the right thing to say. I don't look at all of them.
I don't look at all of them, but occasionally I'll pop over there and take that DM request folder gamble and see what's going on. But
funny.
Yeah.
So I saw the coffee table one online this morning, and I thought that just doesn't make any sense. But it reminded me of we did a family vacation a few years ago. We were at this Universal Studios in Florida, and they have an ESPN restaurant, and it has like you're sitting at the bar.
Oh.
So they're at like the
really?
normal level. Yeah. So you could sit and play.
Oh, that's cool.
And it was awesome.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, I have to go there. That sounds like so much fun.
You've never seen that kind?
No, that sounds awesome.
Get out of here. How many? So I think I have one more question about those things. Are the old ones? No, I have actually a couple more because I want to bring up this. So as I was doing this research, I'm like, there's got to be a movie or a documentary for everything these days.
Yep.
There's got to be one for foosball, and there is.
Mm-hmm.
You're in it, aren't you?
Yeah.
Amazing. tell me about it real quickly.
So it's called Foosballers. Yeah. It has me. It has my mom in it, which is really cool.
In the trailer, that's not your mom.
No, she's not in the trailer.
Okay. There's a woman getting very excited and like.
No. Oh, that's Cindy Head. No.
Okay. Folks, that's Cindy Head.
Cindy Head is a figure in the foosball world. She's very intense and very funny to watch.
Okay.
But my mom and I are both in it, and it was, I just think they did such a great job with it. It's a really, really fun watch. And they've played it on ESPN. I don't even know how many times now, a lot of times. And so that's really cool to turn on the TV and just see me and my mom. It's a cool thing.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That is so awesome. Is it available anywhere else right now?
Yeah, so you can watch it on iTunes. I don't know if they've put it on Amazon as well now, but
You know what? I saw that. It is on Amazon.
It
You
is
can
on
rent
Amazon.
it or buy it
Okay,
on Amazon,
cool.
yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm a little biased because it's all about foosball, but I think it's really interesting.
I love it. So I haven't watched it yet. I definitely plan to now. I definitely didn't. I had no idea I had so much interest in seeing this documentary until meeting you. But one of the things that stood out to me in this is it says who's doing this rankings? It says that in the 70s, foosball was the 8th most popular sport in the United States.
Yeah.
What?
I know, and I don't know how you rank that. Like you said, I don't know what qualifies that, but people were winning amazing like sports cars for taking first place. There was a lot of money in the tournaments, and it was really popular. But then when video games came in, it kind of pushed a lot of the tabletop sports out of certain bars because they just became obsolete. So yeah.
Have you heard like the old timers talk about like the good old days, and that's is that part of the documentary? We're like we were dominating the bars, and then freaking Pac-Man showed up.
My mom like gets choked up in the documentary talking about it. Other like men crying on the documentary about the downfall of foosball. Because it was people's lives, and it was a really, really big deal. So when it started to kind of fade away, it impacted people a lot.
Jesus. You got to make the leap to pinball or something. Take advantage of that hand-eye coordination. I don't know.
It's not the same.
It's not the same. It's not the same. Well, like I said, we've done more than a half an hour. I could do this for so much longer. I'm going to mention this one more thing because I think it's so fantastic. People haven't. It was one of the things I saw once where you described going to a new dentist. This was on one of your social medias things, and your dentist asked what you do for a living. You said comic, and then of course the dentist leaves the room to see one of your videos. So Google you, and the first thing that comes up, we don't have time for you to tell that story. I want people, and it's been told many places. But you were on This Is Not Happening, and you told a very personal story that. It's something that young people go through at some point, and then you ended up in the hospital. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Had to do with masturbation, and the fact that a doctor sees that for the first time or sees it right after meeting you is just priceless.
This is more entertaining to me as watching you try to describe it without
stumble through that. I know.
I just sit here and watch this all day.
I have 3 daughters, by the way. I should be better at this. 2 teenage and 1 very young, so I should be better at all that. Yeah, exactly. So. I'm just bringing that up now because I did watch your This Is Not Happening. It is a very funny story.
Thank
very
you.
funny thing, and I encourage people to check that out.
Thank you. Don't listen to it at work without headphones. It is
and you won't hear it here at the club this week. It's not part of the set.
No. I was doing that on the road years ago. Same with like the Callie Kelly joke from TikTok, but yeah, no, that one just lives online now. But it's very personal, but you know what? It's like that was a traumatizing experience, but it got me my first Comedy Central credit. So I'm like, it all works out in the end, I guess. Mm-hmm.
Yep. If you would have told, what age were you when that story happened?
I think it was either like 15 or 17. I'm always trying to remember exactly. Sure. It was in high school. It was about halfway through high school.
Sure. So I was just going to say that if, let's say you were 17, if somebody could have from the future came and said, look, Kelsey, I know you're 17 and this is the most traumatic thing. You're going to think this has ruined your life, but someday this will pay off. I mean, you never would have believed that.
Never.
Like, no, my life is ruined. Yeah.
No. When you're that young and something like that happens, you don't want anybody to ever know that happened. And now that video, it's like 3 million people have seen it. You're like, Jesus Christ, the things that comics will do to get some exposure.
3.4 million to be exact.
Oh, wow. It's gone up. I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Kelsey, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
I overheard before we started, there's still some tickets left for some of the shows this weekend. They're selling fast, for legit selling fast. Get them before they're gone. I was at the show last night, and it is fantastic. She's recording it for a special. It's going to be the best stuff she's got.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.